You mentioned in your contribution the campaign to remove the PMI from the terrorist list. Well, the next speaker has been a very strong advocate for that particular cause. Ladies and gentlemen, the former director of the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, Mr. Louis Freeh. Over to you, Louis.
Thank you very much, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you again, Mrs. Rajavi, for your leadership and your organization of this now very urgent and very dangerous situation that we addressed this morning. I want to also thank and salute the European parliamentarians and leaders here who I've known now for some time in this important endeavor. Your leadership and your political courage has been very critical and very instrumental here. And it's my hope that your counterparts, not so much in the legislature of the United States, where we have very strong support for these goals, but in our executive department, particularly in the White House and the State Department, that they follow your lead here, because they have been late in getting to these issues of grave importance and requires redoubled attention and immediate efforts. The goal here is the protection and safety of those 3,400 residents. That's our primary goal. There are, as my colleagues have mentioned, equally important long-term objectives. But the immediate goal is the protection of these innocent and very brave men and women. We have more than sufficient cause for alarm, evidence, and predicates to act, and to act here very swiftly. We need to have United Nations blue helmets, as we call them, on the ground at Camp Ashraf. I was very pleased to see our President, perhaps a little slowly, but finally getting aboard with respect to the objectives in Libya. I was very pleased last week that our President is sending 100 special forces to Africa to assist with the Lord's Resistance Army. These are great objectives, but the critical objective here, which is not unknown to our President or our Secretary, we have not gotten a response. We have gotten delays and excuses from the Department of State. Over 14 months ago, a Court of Appeals, which is a fairly high court in Washington, D.C., found that the State Department had broken the law with respect to the process by which they've maintained MEK on the Foreign Terrorist Organization list. And they found that the State Department had broken the law. They directed our Secretary of State to not only review the designation, but to tell the court what were the facts and on what sources did the State Department rely to continue this designation. The State Department, over 14 months later, has made no response. We get silence and delay. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my firm belief, as I regret to say it, that there is no factual response, there's no legal response. There are political reasons which require, unfortunately, this very dangerous maintenance. And the political reasons have been alluded to by my colleagues, and it's appeasement. It's appeasement that does go back to the hostage taking. It goes back to the Khobar bombing. So we need our State Department to act. We need our Secretary to focus on this danger. And that, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been saying, is very, very frustrating. It was only a few weeks ago, 8 or 10 weeks, that our Secretary of State and Department of State finally decided that they were going to actively oppose the Assad regime in Syria, killing thousands and thousands of innocent protesters, freedom fighters. So they're 14 years late on the MEK listing, and we know that appeasement doesn't work. It doesn't work with this regime. It didn't work in 1933 with Nazi Germany. And I just close by saying that we have very clear notice here. The United States, is not exempted from the responsibility of another Srebrenica here because it hasn't made a decision on the delisting. They have, as you've heard, a moral and written legal obligation to each of those residents to protect them. But the United States, our President and Secretary of State, who I greatly respect, are on clear notice here. It's important for the Secretary to go to Tripoli. We understand that. But she needs to focus on this issue immediately. The United Nations needs the support of the United States to get this done. And the European Union, I'm sure, could use the support and resources of the United States to get this done. So we have very little time. We have urgent dangers here. And I applaud, again, the European leadership and Mrs. Rajavi, your leadership here to get this done. Thank you.